Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks for joining today's session. And I really appreciate your interest in learning about dynamic tables. Yeah, yes, of course, dynamic tables are one of the most advanced feature in Snowflake. And dynamic table introduce a new way of building the data pipelines. It is very simpler and it is a automated way to keep your data refresh and more reliable. Before we dive into dynamic tables, like what are the dynamic tables are and why we need them, where do they fit into this modern data pipeline, and most importantly, how this dynamic table will be used as to create a workflows and what are the advantages actually they are bringing in. So these kind of things. So we have to, while during that in this session we will discuss all these kind of stuff. But before getting into this, it would be better it would be nice if we understand that the existing pipeline how we are setting up the existing traditional pipeline. Let's have a quick background on that. So over the period of time, we are a data engineer. They will create data pipelines, and it has evolved a lot, as everybody knows that. So basically, a data pipeline means extracting the data from the source, and we are processing it, we are enriching it, and we are transforming it, and at the end, we are loading into the target system. Like the target system may be anything. It may be a data warehouse, it may be a database, or it may be a BI dashboard, or any kind of a target system we are having. Fine. So these pipelines usually comes under any of these three methods. One is batch processing, and the other one is streaming, and the last one is declarative pipeline. So first we can discuss about this batch processing. Batch processing is a very traditional method. Batch processing, what it will actually doing is the data will be collected over the period of time, like minutes, hourly, daily, or weekly, like that. So we will collect the data and we are processing. Processing means we are loading the data into target system in a bulk way. We are having a lot of example for this, like end of the day sales reports, payroll processing, salary, everything comes under this batch processing. So the major drawback of this batch processing is latency. So we can get the results only after the batch got completed, not in the real time. Once all the data got loaded, then only we will get the results. Like so, having said that, we will go to the streaming process. Streaming process, in the other hand, this comes next. So to make the pipelines more real time, to overcome the drawback of a batch processing, we are going for the streaming process. Streaming process, data is processed continuously as it arrives, almost instantly. We can say almost instantly. It will be used in a scenario of IoT data, live dashboards, fraud detections. So whenever the data is coming, we will analyze the data and we have to give the probability of the genuineness of the application, like to identify the applicant is a fraud or not, like that. So streaming gives the low latency and it is harder to manage. It needs continuous pipelines, monitoring, and different orchestration. So we can set the streaming pipelines, but it need more maintenance for that. Okay. So the next one is declarative pipelines. First of all, what is meant by declarative pipeline? So declarative pipeline is it's simply declare what is your final data. So what kind of final data you want. Writing a complex logic to say how and when the data should get refreshed. You simply declare, I want this kind of final data. My final data should look like this. That's all. So in this way, you are just telling to that Snowflake, I want this table needs to be updated. Keep this table always updated. That's all. So the Snowflake will automatically refresh it for you based on your target freshness. For example, I want this table needs to be refreshed for every 5 minutes or every 1 hour, like that. Snowflake automatically figures out refresh logic and dependency order and timing behind the scenes. Everything will be managed Snowflake. In the batch processing and the stream processing, so both are following some set of processes. Like we are extracting the data from sales table and join with the region table, and we are doing the group A and lot of business logic we are implementing. At the end, we need to follow the step-by-step operations to get the end of the result. So for example, we can say in a traditional pipeline, what we can do is we need to define that source system. Like in a traditional pipeline, we need to extract the data from sales table, and we need to, as per the business logic, we need to join with region table. We have to do kind of a group by and we can calculate some sales. We have to schedule this on a daily basis, or some time-based frequencies. We can schedule it, and we have to refresh it manually, or instead of manually, we can do a, we can go for kind of a cron tab or any kind of a scheduling things we can do. So this is called a procedural setting a pipeline. So in our declarative pipeline, what we can do is, it is simply we can just write a one query. So that is our final query. That query needs that whatever query we have defined. So those information needs to be present in that gold layer and that refined layer. So that is the analytics ready data. So after that, what we can tell to the Snowflake, I want this data needs to be ready in all the time. That should be very updated, up to date. So that is called a declarative pipeline. So in our batch processing, we need to define all the things. In that stream processing, it is a real-time data, but we have to define everything. Like in the declarative pipeline, so this is the output I want, means internally there's no automatically prepare everything, and it will give the result data at the goal layer. So this is called a declarative pipeline. In other words, we can tell it in very short way. In the traditional pipeline, what we need to define is how to do that. I want the data from so and so source. I want to this kind of incremental load for this. I am going to set up this many utilities, and at the end, I want the result like that. So you have to tell to the system, I want this, I want that, like that. We have to set up everything. But in the declarative pipeline, we need to tell only one thing. This is the thing I want, this result I want, this data set I want. That's all. That's all. Once you set up that one, the system will automatically, system will automatically manage everything. It will do the refresh, and it will keep on update the end result set. So this is called this is the difference between the traditional and as well as declarative pipeline. So now we understand how the normal pipeline will work. And now it is a time to get into this dynamic tables in Snowflake. Okay. Okay. So first of all, what is meant by dynamic table? First thing is, dynamic tables are it's one of the feature available in Snowflake that help us to build a self-refreshing pipeline. That means a declarative pipeline. So how can we do that? So with the help of a demo, I will show you how to create the pipeline in a traditional way and how to define the declarative pipeline using the dynamic tables. So I will show you what is the difference between these two things. In the Snowflake, if we plan to create a data pipeline, so for that, usually what we will do, we will use the Snowpipe for the continuous data ingestions. We will use the streams to capture the what are the changes, previous data and upcoming data. So those things, and we can use the task when it needs to run, and what order it should run, and what happens if something fails, like that. All the things we have to define it manually. Whereas in with dynamic tables, Snowflake take care of all these steps for us. That means Snowflake in the dynamic table, it holds one query. It's nothing but a simple select query only. In this select query, Snowflake will continuously maintain the result set of that query based on the target freshness that is set. Target freshness means I want this query needs to be executed on 1 minute or 10 minutes or 1 hour, and this data needs to be updated for all the times. So by that way, we can identify the incremental changes. So we can capture it via streams, and with the help of a task, when this data needs to be captured, on what frequency the task needs to be run. So with the help of a cron, we will do that. This is a regular previous traditional pipelines, existing traditional pipelines. Now what we can do is, if suppose if we are doing the dynamic tables, if we are using the dynamic table, no need to worry about the streams and task everything. So dynamic table is created from SQL query first of all. Snowflake will continuously maintain the result of that query, result of the SQL query based on the target freshness that we set, that the developer set. Okay. For example, if we set the target freshness is 10 minutes, 10 minutes means the Snowflake will automatically update the table with updated data. within every 10 minutes automatically. We just define the query. What is the query? What is the result I want? So that's all. After that, how fresh you want the data to be, like, that's all. Snowflake will automatically handle the rest of things. So the dependency scheduling, all everything in the background. So let me share my screen quickly so that we can demonstrate that concepts we have discussed. Means how to set up the pipeline with the help of streams and tasks, and we can set up the same pipeline with the help of dynamic tables, so that we can compare both the pipelines, how both the pipelines are working. Okay. Okay, so hope everybody is able to see my screen. Suppose if you are not able to see my screen, please ping me. I can do that. Okay. Yeah. Now we have logged into Snowflake. In this Snowflake, first we will set up the pipeline. We will Pipeline means it is incremental pipeline. How this incremental pipeline is defined with the help of task and streams. Basically, we are going to use this Medallion architecture to set up this pipeline. Fine. Okay, first of all, so I am creating one database, and after that I am creating 4 schemas, because basically this is employee raw, employee bronze, employee silver, the employee gold. Gold is the aggregated, and this is the analytic ready schema. So here whatever informations are uh, planned, I mean whatever details are present in this schema, that is the end data for us, that will have the aggregated analytics ready data. Okay. So now I am creating this 4 schemas now. Okay, 4 schemas are created. Let me confirm it in this. See here, we have created one database. In this database, we have created 4 schemas. We will go to the worksheet for now. So this is the workspace. We have created one database and four schemas we have created. So let me explain. I am giving the outline for this purpose of this schema. So whenever we are getting the data from the source system, for example, we are getting the data from the external sources or internal sources. So I will give you the outline of these 4 schemas first of all. So in this employee raw schema, it is nothing but where we are getting. I mean, it is the landing zone. It is the landing zone where all our input source place the information into this employee raw tables. So once the data is placed here, we are creating this employee branch schema. In this branch schema, we are creating a similar kind of a table. It is simply we are copying from source to, I mean, for us, this is the source now, and this is the target schema now. Okay, so in this silver schema, once we get the details into this branch table, and we are doing kind of transformations here. So with the help of a branch table, we are doing the transformation. So those informations will be captured in this employee silver schema. And once the transformation is completed, we need the result data, right? That final enriched or ready for analytics data, right? So those information will be populated into this gold layer. Okay. So raw layer is the landing zone where all our input sources will be placed. And after that, we will do kind of a cleansing. All the cleansed data ready for transformation data is placed in this employee branch table. And this is transformed data, and this is the final layer for us. Okay. So first of all, let me switch my schema to employee raw schema. In this raw schema, I am creating one table. So where we are getting all the information from the cloud sources or internal stages or external stages. So we are getting all the information. Usually these informations will flow into Snowflake with the help of storage integrations or Snowpipe. After creating the stages and file format, everything is already in place. So now this is the table. In this table, we get all the information from the stages. So from the external sources, we are getting the data into Snowflake in this table. So this table we have created, this table contains the raw data. So now let's insert some records into this table. So let's first insert 3 records into this table. This is for demonstration purpose. This is the first iteration of the load. This is the first day load, we can say. So after executing this one, we will have 3 records into this table. Okay, let's confirm that. Okay, this is the one. Okay, now all the records are inserted into this table. That means we have received the information from the external sources into Snowflake. We are having the information in the Snowflake now. So the next step is I'm just creating another schema. We already created the schema. I am switching the schema from raw to bronze layer. So in this raw schema, we are not touched anything. The data is as it is. Whatever data is present in the source, the same data is placed into this Snowflake raw schemas, raw employees table. Okay, so this is the table. This is the data we are having. So now I am going to bronze schema now. In this bronze schema, what I am going to do now, this is switched to bronze schema now. Okay, bronze schema, fine. So in this schema, I am going to create another table. In this table, what it is actually having? In this table, we are having this many columns, like the similar to the previous raw employees. Okay, after that, what we are going to do is we are just simply insert whatever records we have received, because we need to cleanse the data, right? So for that, suppose if we are having some any issue with the source, we for the debugging purpose, we are not touching the incoming data. So once we got the data, we are just take a copy of the data into bronze employees table. So we are just inserting the records into this bronze employees table. Okay, okay, this is the first iteration. Again, I am saying. So here these 3 records got inserted. Now we are inserting the records into, let's we can check this bronze employees now. Now the same employees, whatever information, whatever records we have received for the raw table, we are pushing, we are inserting the records into this bronze employees table. So raw table, now we are saying the bronze table now. So now what we are going to do is, this first is completed now. Now what we have to, we are going to create one stream. Stream means basically why we are creating this stream. First of all, see in this bronze table, we are having 3 records. Suppose okay, before going to this explanation, I would like to tell something about the streams. Streams are nothing but it is one of the Snowflake feature that will help us to capture the changes of a particular table. Whatever records are changed, it may be a insert, or it may be a delete, or it may be update, or it may be anything. Suppose if the table records got changed, that streams will capture the changes. So what I am going to do, I am going to create one stream. This is bronze employees team. In this bronze employees team, so I am on this table. I am going to create this team on this table. Okay, up and only that will help us to track the insert, update, and delete, all kind of DML operations. Okay, now I have created this stream. So in this stream, what is the record is now present? There is no record because we are just inserting the record. So after inserting the records only, we are checking the stream. There is no records in this stream. Fine. Up to this, we are fine. Okay. Now what I am going to do is, why we are creating this silver schemas. In the silver schema, that is a transformation, standardize the data. After the transformation only, we can do the aggregation. So to create the analytics ready data, we need the proper data. So for now, what we are going to do is, we got the raw data here in this bronze layer. It is a copy of the bronze. It is copy of the raw table which exists in the bronze. In the silver, what we are going to do is, let me show you. Okay, now I am going to this silver schema now. In the silver schema, now we are into the silver schema. Okay, in the silver schema, what I am going to do is, I am just creating a table. It is one of the transformation table. I am creating this table, and this table also got created. So now the transformation. So whatever information we are having from the bronze layer, based on the bronze layer data, we are doing the transformation, and we are storing the transformed data into silver silver employees table. In the silver employees table, there is no records as of now. Okay, there is no records as of now. Okay, so in the first iteration, there is no records here because how the silver employee records will get populated means, first of all, first it will fetch the stream changed records, and at the end, at the end, it refers the changed records and the existing records of the silver table. Okay, I am going to do the DML operations over the silver employees. That means I am going to merge the information into the silver employees based on the changed records and as well as with the existing records. Suppose if we are having any records in this table, silver employees tables, and it will check this stream and it will compare silver employees table and this bronze stream. It will compare and it will give the records, whatever the new records or existing records that will be stored in this employee task table. Fine. Now we can execute it. Let me create one task here. Now this task, now this task got created. This task got created. Now I am going to do the aggregation. In this aggregation, okay. So now I am into this silver. I am into gold table. Let's see what is the things are happening in this gold layer, in this gold schema. In this gold schema, I am going to create a table. It is summary table. In this summary table, I am going to create another task. Another task means gold employee summary task. In this task, what I am going to do is I am going to have the this kind of result aggregations. So I am going to count of employees and average salary of that employees, and we can add, if it is required, then we can add the joint condition or any kind of it is a simple SQL query only. We can do that. Okay, we are creating the table based on a select statement, which is whatever informations are present in the silver employees table. Okay, in the silver employees table. So for now, there is no records in silver employees table because we haven't activated the streams yet. Okay, I'm creating this task here. So now this task got created. Now in this employee summary table, there is no records are present. So this is the first iteration we have completed. Okay, so it is a day zero load. It is completed. Now we are going to have the day one load. In the day one load again we will go to that raw table. In this raw table, no need to create this table again because we already have the table. Now what I am going to do is in this table, I am going to insert some new record. Okay, now we have to change this schema, right? Let me change the schema now. Okay, now I am going to insert one single record into this raw employees table. Now from the external sources, we are we are getting the data from the external sources and we are loading the data into this raw employees table. Now we have 4 records in this table. Okay, we are having 4 records in this table. This is the latest record we have inserted in the day one load. Okay, now I am going to do this branch layer, I mean the branch schema. In this branch schema, we already have the data. We already have the table, so no need to uh, create the table again. Now what I am going to do is I am going to insert the new records. Okay, whatever records. Again, what I am going to do is it is already there. We are having 3 records that are already present. Now I am going to insert another record. Okay, now we have inserted 4 records. So totally we will have 7 records here. Okay, 7 records here. Fine. Now we have a stream is already there, right? So in the stream, it will we already have the 4 records, but in this stream, it will now it is defined on the table branch employees, right? We have inserted another 4 records into this table. Let's see how this stream is working for this layer. Select star from the stream, select star from that stream, whatever stream we have created is, it is having 4 records because earlier we have 3 records. Now we have inserted one more record, but in this team, it is capturing 4 records. As of now, there is no, this is the latest 4 records we have inserted. Earlier, the 3 records are not captured. So the latest 4 records, the earlier 3 record was not inserted. The latest day 1 load, it is captured here. So we are having 4 records here. Fine. So now what we can do is I am going to the next level. In the incremental place, we have captured the changed data. Already we have 3 records, and now we have added 4 more records. So only 4 records are changed. So this scheme is capturing these 4 records alone. Okay. Now in the silver schema, let's see. In the silver schema, what are the information is present here? There is no record is present here. Now what I am going to do is we can execute this task. This task will automatically run on 5 minutes once. For now, I am executing this merge alone. So in this merge alone, it will populate the records into silver employees table based on this stream. I am executing this merge now. Okay, now 4 records are inserted and no records are updated here. Okay, now let's check what is the information in the silver table. In the silver table, we are having 4 records are present. It is not inserted, it is merged. Okay, fine. It is merged now. Now we are having 4 records here. Let's go to this gold layer now. In this gold layer, we are having we are on this gold layer now. In this gold layer, no need to create this table again. And we are having another task. In this task, what we are doing is we are doing the aggregate. So 10 minutes one, this task will get executed. While executing this task, it will create a table with aggregated results of average salary and total employees. Okay. Now this table got created. Now let's see what is the information in this place, in this gold, analytics ready data. So in this analytics ready data, we are having this aggregated results. So total employees in this year, and we are having, this is the aggregated results. So we are, suppose if we want to have that day, now we completed the day of 0 load and day 1 load. Now we can go to the day 2 load also. For that another iteration, it will be better to understand in a very clear way. Now we have this setup, and what I am going to do is I am going to update this record. Otherwise, I can insert one record here, one more record here. This is the record I am going to insert. New Raj. Okay, I am into this IT, and he is having 20,000, and his date of joining is 25. Okay, now I am inserting this record. Okay, now again, I am going to this raw layer. In this raw layer, I am inserting this record into this raw employees table. That means in the date 2, we are getting another set of records. Those records are landed into Snowflake into this raw employees table. And this is the first step. So now if you check this table, we are having new Raj also. So 4 records are present, and now we are having the 5th record also here. Okay, now I am going to this bronze layer for the day 2 load. In this day 2 load, I am inserting the records into this in this layer. 5 records are inserted now. Let's see what is the information here. So we are having 12 records. Okay, now this stream will automatically capture the information. Whatever the new records are populated into this table, this will be captured here. Let's see what is the information in this stream. Okay, now in the day 2 load, so we are having 5 records here. Already we are having a 4 records on day 1 load. Now we are inserted another record. So this is the new record. It got inserted now. Let's see. In this employee silver layer, what we are doing is we are merging the information. We are getting the information from the stream, and we are either, suppose if the information is present, this set of information is present, it will do the merge. Otherwise, it will do the insert. So we are executing this merge now. This is for day 2. This is for day 2. I am inserting. I am doing the merge operation. Silver employees are not authorized. Let me silver schema. Let me switch my schema to silver schema. Now I am going to execute this merge operation alone. Okay, only one record got inserted. Let's see what is the information in this table. In the silver employees table. So one record got inserted. These records are already present. Now this record is inserted new, because this stream is capturing the latest records. The incremental load is, so it is not required to keep on load the existing records again and again. We are capturing only the changed records. So in the day 1 we had the 3 records. And then the day 0 we had 3 records. On day 1 we have inserted only 1 record. Now we have inserted another record for D2. So those information, those changed information only captured in this the silver layer employees. Now at the end, what we can do is, let's see, suppose if I am executing this one in the gold layer, we need to switch the schema to silver to gold layer. Okay, this statement got executed. Now let me execute this group. Okay, now this also got implemented. Let's see what is the analytic ready data present on the day 2. See, now we have inserted one more record. Those record is captured here. Okay, IT, we have added the IT guy only. Okay, and these informations are accumulated, and at the end, IT 20,000, 10,000, and this 90,000. So on the based on the stream, but after executing the stream, these records are vanished here. It is disappeared. This is the behavior of the stream. Once you get the information from the stream, the information in the stream will be get disappear. So it is one of the thing. It's one of the behavior in the stream. Okay. So now we have the latest records. So based on that silver table and the streams, this is the end results for the day 2. By this way, this incremental load will be captured in the Snowflake with the help of task and the streams. So this is how it will work. So we are using to set up an incremental pipeline in Snowflake. For now, we are using task and the streams. So task that will do the scheduling, and the stream that is used to capture the changed data of the current and existing data. Okay, fine. So this is the first step. And now we can go to the next step. The same kind of incremental pipeline, how it is possible with the help of dynamic tables, how we can capture the incremental data. So now here we are using the task and streams to capture the data. So we are setting up everything. We need to set up the task, and we need to set up the streams and everything, right? So like that, what is the advantages? I mean, what is the advantages of dynamic tables over the task and streams? We will discuss it right now. So here, any doubts?
It was fine, sir. No issues. You can continue.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this dynamic table, it is very straightforward and simple. So what we can do is same thing. So I'm going to create the same setup here. I'm going to create one database and 3 schemas. So in the 3 schemas, we are going to use this raw layer, and this is the raw employees table. So what we are going to do is, I am going to insert 2 records here. Okay, let me remove this also. I'm going to insert these 3 records for now. Okay, 3 records I have inserted, and I haven't created any dynamic table set. So one raw layer, in this raw layer, I am having one raw employee table. In this raw employee table, we are just inserting a records. Okay, now what I'm going to do that next schema, that is branch table. In this branch layer, what I am going to do is I am going to create one simple dynamic table here. See, this is the syntax: create or replace dynamic tables branch employees with a lag of 5 minutes, so that information in this branch layer, recent 5 minutes data will be present in this branch layer. And what is the values, we can use it here. Okay, if you are not interested to use the log, you can use the auto option. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the branch employees table based on the changes, whatever changes are happened in this raw employees. I am going to capture the changes of the table. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just creating one dynamic table here. One dynamic table got created here. Branch employees. So while creating, it is automatically getting the data into this dynamic employees. Fine. Suppose if it is not, if it is not there, means we can manually do the refresh also. While creating the dynamic table, it is automatically getting the data for the first time, and based on the time interval, it will keep on get update. Otherwise, if you want to do the manual refresh also, that is possible with this altering a dynamic table with the refresh statement. Okay. So now the data is present in this branch employees. So whatever data is present in the raw layer, the same data is present in this branch employees. So fine. So here the next thing is we are going to capture the changes of this bronze layer to silver layer. I'm going to use this employee silver layer. I'm changing the schema from raw bronze to silver layer. Here again I'm creating another dynamic table. In this dynamic table, I'm doing some kind of a beautifying activities like cleansing activities. I'm going to do the init cap and per lower statements, some kind of a cleansing activity. I'm doing it here. So we can do that. So in this silver employees, this is the third layer. In this third layer, this dynamic table got created. In this dynamic table, what is the thing is present here is okay. So earlier we have used this small letters only, right? So now it is updated to caps letters. Okay. And that last one is employee. This is our important and the last layer. In this layer only all our business logics will be implemented. Implement means, so it may be aggregate, or it may be any kind of a business activities. For that kind of records we need this kind of amount, or for this set of records we need that kind of operation. So all those kind of business implementations will happen in this gold layer only. In this gold layer, let's say we are we can do some kind of aggregations only here for the example purpose. So now what I am going to do is I am in that silver layer. I am going to use this gold layer here. Sorry, I am going to change it to gold schema. So in this gold schema, I am going to create one dynamic table here. In this dynamic table, automatically this dynamic table got created. In this dynamic table, what does the values percentage? Let's see. So we are having the aggregated results here. Okay, so now we can check what is the information we have present in this raw employees. In this raw employees, what we actually having is, so this is our raw employee in the raw employees table, and here this is the same record. Whatever information in this raw employees, we are having the bronze employees, and in the silver employees, it is a enhanced, or that we did some cleaning activities, right, like that. So we did some changes, and those things are reflected here. At the end, we are having the business ready data. See, while creating this traditional tasks and streams, so we have used the same kind of a database, same kind of a schemas, but that process we are following is bit tedious, right? Like we need to create the streams, and suppose if there is any changes happen in that streams, then we have to maintain and monitor. Those things are required. But here what we did is we are simply doing, we are just creating a table. We are just creating a dynamic table. This will automatically capture the changes. So we didn't show that capturing changes, right? So let's say we can comment this, and we can insert this particular record into this raw employees. Now we can insert a record into this raw employees not exist. So here it is gold, right? So now we are going to employee schema. Okay, in this raw schema we have a single record. So in this one single record, branch layer, in this branch dynamic table, we have inserted one record, and this is not present for now. So what we can do is, I have created one dynamic table in the branch layer. So I'm just refreshing it. So for that, I'm seeing in the branch layer, it is okay. Now it is in branch layer, right? I'm going to change this branch layer. So there is no fourth record, the 104. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to capture this records only. So inserted record, only one rows are inserted, and copied rows, deleted rows, those kind of informations will be captured here. Now in this employees table, we are having in this branch employees record table, we are having this fourth record. It was updated by this with the help of we have captured these changes. So recently one record got inserted. So now what I am going to do is, so this is the fourth record we have inserted, right? Fourth record we have inserted, it is very straightforward. Bob 104. Suppose if it is a small letter, then only this will get reflected here. For now, it is not there. So in this branch employee, okay, 1 minute. We are in the branch only, right? In this branch. So we are not having that updated record. One simple record we have updated. So now what I am going to do is refresh this silver employees. If you are refreshing this silver employee dynamic table, automatically these changes will be captured here. This cleansing activity, we are using this dynamic table for capturing the cleansing activities. I am going to refresh the silver employees here. So this is updated. We have captured that. Capture that means, let's see what is the information here. Okay, it is silver employees, right? So fourth record also got inserted in this silver table. In the silver table, the record is fine now. So now we are going to the next stage. In the next stage, that is the last stage. In this last stage, we have created one another dynamic table. In this dynamic table, we have added one more record. In this one more record, this is the existing value we are having here. So in this IT is the these three departments only we are having, but we have added one more department, IT, and let's see how it is reflected here. I'm going to refresh this last one. So one record got inserted. Now if I am querying this gold layer, we will have the information about the updated changes. So this is for the insert operation. Suppose if you want to have the update, suppose if you want to do some update for this employees, we can also capture this also. In this this is the third iteration. In this third iteration, I am updating one record here. In this raw layer, I am updating one single record. One single record, I am updating it here, and at the same time, I am refreshing the see whatever records I have updated, we can see it here in this employee silver in the bronze layer. Okay, this change, this is the change we have modified. This is the record we have modified. So let's see how this capture information is captured here. I'm just refreshing this silver table. Okay, one record was inserted and copied and deleted. Okay. So at the last, what I am refreshing this one means, let's say what is the records are changed in this silver employees. We are refresh it, right? See, this is updated. Earlier it was a small letter, now it is updated to that init cap, and as well as this is upper. So at the last, what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh the last gold layer table. Okay, this gold employees got refreshed. Now if we are querying this gold record, that's all. This is this IT ID is already we have, so automatically those records will be captured here. So like this, so no need to worry about that stream maintaining the streams and the task. Suppose if you want to set up the incremental pipeline with streams and tasks, for the development effort, it is very high. Now, suppose if we are using the dynamic table, as you are seeing, we are not doing anything. We are not setting any incremental refresh or task creation streams and anything. We are just creating just like one another table with some set of attributes. It will automatically capture the incremental load. So this will help us to do the incremental loading and as well as the batch processing also. So far any doubts? So it is very straightforward. So these informations I have provided here. So I will share these links to everyone so that you guys can work it out. And if you are having any doubt, then you can come back to me and we can discuss. It's a kind of a learning process only. And this is the materialized view. What is the issues and what is the cost benefits analysis and the comparisons between this materialized view and dynamic table I have provided here. You can check this also. I will share the recordings to you, and you can use it also. And up to this level, my demo is completed. Suppose if you are having any doubt, please feel free to ask now. We can discuss it here. That's all from my end, guys. Suppose if you are having any doubts, you can raise it. We can discuss. Otherwise, we can wind up. Thanks all for joining the call.
Thanks. Nice session.
Yeah, thank you, Rajesh. Yeah, thank you, guys. Thanks for participating. So, yeah, that's all. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot for your.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Nice session. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.